All right. I want to thank everyone and welcome everybody to the latest interview and talk with some folks that have been using PriceIt software for a long time. Today with me today, I have a special guest, Paige Kidd from Kidd Company in Clio, Michigan. Welcome to this interview today, Paige.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad to be here. And just to because we were just talking about this, everybody calls it Clio, but it is Clio.
Clio. Okay. Clio, Michigan. You're right near, like I said, a little friend of mine from Birch Run and that whole area. And it's a beautiful part of the country you live. I see you've got a fantastic website here. Great work, by the way. It's very easy on the eyes. It looks really good. So you guys do, just from looking at this, screen printing, design, and embroidery, and some promo work. Is that pretty much the crux of what you guys do?
Well, and the direct to garment that's on there, maybe not showing up there, but it's part of the printing and apparel is our direct to garment as well.
Direct to garment. Okay, cool. How long have you guys been in business for?
In August will be 23 years.
Oh, wow. 23 years. Congratulations. How long have you been with us? How long have you been with PriceIt software?
I know it has to be probably been 12 or 13 years.
12 or 13 years.
Yeah, something like that. Yes. We did, especially we were looking for, when we actually expanded to 2 locations, we needed something that would keep track of all the orders between 2 different places, but be able to order for both locations at one place, at one spot.
Okay.
So that's how I remember when we made the switch.
Okay. How often do you use PriceIt? Like every day or?
All day long.
All day long.
We would, no, that's like if it went down, you'd be getting a call, hey, we're down, or there's a problem, or if our internet goes down on our end, it's like everybody's dead in the water, because it is actually, it's what drives us, and we use it continually all day long.
Oh, that's great to hear. So you guys are using this for pretty much what, invoicing, the whole shebang?
We use it for everything. For our order entry, we upload our artwork inside there. All of our invoicing as well. Our artwork is all attached. It schedules. We use it for our scheduling of all of our production. We use it for our purchasing, for ordering, as well as checking our garments in and knowing that everything's here.
I know you guys do, you have some kind of store integration, right? You're using it for like Inksoft?
With Inksoft, yes, we do stores through Inksoft. And so we now, thanks to you guys getting that integration put together, that has worked great because we do a lot of the stores, the online stores, and fulfillment. So that has been a lifesaver. So we use it for that as well. Yeah, and I know it's newer, so we were having to learn all the details as well. But you guys have been phenomenal for helping us with if there was something that needed to be tweaked or whatever on that. But it's helped tremendously because we can bring that right into our software, and instead of having to re-enter things or rekey things, and also giving us our totals.
Right.
For ordering, so we know exactly what we need, instead of before we had to kind of manually calculate or add all that stuff up, and it always seemed that we were either missing, it was supposed to be a youth and it was an adult, or we missed a size, or we missed something on there, and then trying to match everything up afterwards. So it's been a great addition to the software.
Oh, that's great to hear. I know that some people say like the devil's in the double entry. And that's so true. If you're in a situation where you find yourself working between, say, your front end store and then your software without some sort of link, it must have been very difficult, like you alluded to keep that accuracy and making sure everything was on point. So that's really good that you've helped us. And I think you had a lot to do with the reason why we did that integration. I think you really helped us understand how important it was to you. And, when we were done with it, we were more than pleased that you were able to help us test it and get it to where it is today.
Well, and I know there's a lot of printers out there that are using Inksoft, but if they're also struggling with the same thing that we were, that makes using 2 things,
they're not compatible.
Right. And then, and then you're not using to the capacity that they could be used. And that, when I guess like you alluded to our website, right? We wanted something that's simple, easy to see, easy to know what we do. Same thing, we want things to be simple and easy to use, because if it is, then it's easy to plug it into our system and for everyone to use.
Oh, that's great to hear. So basically, their stores are helping you. You're able to take that information, pull it into PriceIt, and then continue. And a lot of folks probably, maybe people do know and understand this, but the reason why we did that was because, Inksoft, while they make great stores and they have a great product, that last mile is missing, the whole management piece, shop management, production, and all that. So we're more than happy to help you kind of complete that extra mile and make that connection. So that's been real good for us. It's been good for you, and the customers that are using it now, they're more than happy with it too. So that's good. That's good to hear. Well, tell me about the customer portal. You guys use that quite a bit too. So tell me about that and how you're using it, and like give me some scenarios and how it's been effective with your company.
Oh my goodness, I think that's probably I don't know if I can pick a favorite, I don't know, but I think that's one of my favorite things, and it has helped us tremendously in our business because we do contract work as well, and we found that we were only getting paid to print, but we were spending a lot of time figuring out, like, taking people's orders. They would email the order that we had to put it into PriceIt. We were doing a lot of order entry time, a lot of dealing with the artwork, and it maybe got emailed to customer service, but then it didn't, somebody else was trying to find the artwork and it was in somebody else's email. And it just was a lot of time being spent that we weren't getting paid for. And once we understood, and you guys had the portal, and we understood that and started to adopt it, it has totally changed our business and our contract work. And it has actually, I just want to say this, you guys worked with us on this at a time that we were actually being interviewed by a potential new client who has become a very, very, very good client of ours. And a big selling point on that was the fact that we had the portal and they could see all their orders. They could input all their information right there. They attach their artwork. They attach everything that's needed. It's all right there. And then we see, the number just changes on our screen every time a new order gets entered, that we have an order to go in to process and put into the system.
Oh, that's great.
And not, it's like, and what was also nice from another standpoint is if I had someone say, well, we sent you this order, but it took 2 days before you sent us artwork back. I didn't have a way of really seeing that or controlling that, and neither did they always. Where now with the portal, it kind of holds our people accountable as well, because when they put an order in, they can see when we approve it. They can see when the garments have arrived. They can see the status of their order all the time. And it has saved in them having to call us all the time, like, are all my garments there? Or us having to call them and say, hey, all your garments are not here. Or they could see when it's scheduled for production. They can see when it's done. They can go back, and if there's a reorder, they can go back and find it and just do a reorder. And they see their artwork that they've had in there. They see everything. And that has been actually a major change for our business, and a big selling point for us getting new clients over our competitors.
I tell you what, Paige, it's so encouraging to hear that, because, I can't even imagine what you guys went through before trying to manage all that and all the back and forth and all the emails, and to have a tool like this that can really help you sort of manage that whole thing and close the gap communication wise, and just make sure everything happens, and you're getting new customers. So the thing is, it sounds like it's helping you make money, and that is what drives us. That is what excites us for you. And we just look forward to continuing to work with you, and to, these ideas that you come up with have been really helpful to us. And, thank you so much for your help, even in the development and the continued development of PriceIt, and also specifically this web portal. You've made a lot of great, awesome suggestions that we've taken on. And I have to say, we couldn't have done it without you. So thank you so much.
Well, I want to just say to that though, Larry, is that you guys have been awesome to work with. And we have said that, like, I would say it's probably once a month in one of our staff meetings, we talk about how fortunate we are that actually that we chose you as the company that we were going to use, because we've dealt with other things where you try to get a hold of somebody and you don't you got to take a number, or you got to wait for somebody
Mm.
to call you back, or they don't think it's important. And you guys, there's not a time that we haven't called, that you haven't answered the phone, that you haven't taken our call, that you haven't listened to what we said. And if it could be done, you did it. And there, I just think that's a missing thing in the customer service that
Mm.
some places, and maybe they, I don't know the reasons or why they choose to do their business that way, but I know that it's nice to know that we can call and we can talk to either one of you or all three of you, directly. We can say, hey, this is what we got a question about, or can we have this, we need this number in our calculations, and you guys make it happen. And
Oh, thank you.
that says a lot, that I know somebody else who maybe isn't using PriceIt yet, doesn't realize that, but that's huge. And
Well, thank you.
really, we're very grateful for that, and for your response, and for you guys listening to us, with our concerns, or with our something that we think, hey, because the industry is always changing. Things are always changing. There are certain things that we always have to look at. And as you grow, sometimes there's more numbers that you need to have to be paying attention to look at your profitability, your productivity, all those things. And using the PriceIt software has helped us with that tremendously.
Thank you for those kind words. It's so excellent to hear that, that it's working that well for you, that, we have a great working relationship, and we value that. And your word does mean something to us, as well as, and all of our other customers, they come up with ideas as well. And so that's something that's been very important to us as a company, is to be able to be there for our customers, to be a problem solver for you, to make this whole thing, printing shirts and doing the work that you do and others do, more profitable and easier to do, and less headaches. So it's encouraging to hear you speak like that about us, and I hope we continue to earn that respect and those words. And thank you so much. Tell us about your experience with us in terms of like the customer support and the tech support side of things. How's that worked out for you so far?
It's been so well. Like when we call, you guys answer the phone. We're not having to take, leave a message or take a number, or and
Right.
and there's been times that I know that Ron will be like, oh, well, this is Friday at, 10 minutes to 5. And over the weekend, I'll get this message. Hey, I got it all done. It's updated in your thing, and that doesn't happen a whole lot with a lot of companies out there.
No.
So we couldn't be more pleased, honestly, with the support, with the service. I just don't know what more you guys could do, except, I don't know, buy us ice cream once in a while or something. But
Off Gonzo, I'll drop some ice cream off.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, you've taught us an awful lot, and I have some other questions here I was going to ask, but you've done a very good job of sort of answering pretty much all of these questions. A couple of things about how the program actually performs. You're in Michigan, and our servers are here in Vermont. How speed wise, how is it for you there in terms of?
Great. You're right. We have no issue whatsoever.
Okay.
I don't know how many computers using PriceIt. I think probably 10. And we have no issues whatsoever with the speed and getting our data and our information.
Oh, good. So we'd like to check in. We're talking about doing a couple things for our folks on the West Coast to kind of speed things up for them. And we're curious as to how things are in the middle of our country, and just curious how things are working there. So you're in Michigan, things are working fantastic for you, right?
No, we have no issues whatsoever.
That's great.
I'm not trying to give you like an A+ on everything, but you guys really have been great.
Well, thank you so much.
And I just will share this with you, is that and like Marty is like the research guy of our company, right? He's also my husband. We're both the owners, right? But he's the one that's always been the research, and and he for years he was frustrated with me because we were doing everything on an Excel spreadsheets where you color coded them and then you delete them. So you had no history of what you did, but that's how we were keeping track of orders and, and papers everywhere and all that. And he was looking at several different companies and software packages to use. And he got a little frustrated with me because I was like, no, I don't know. This will just work. But it was something about when he came across PriceIt and I looked at that and I was like, okay, this I can understand. This I can relate to. It was like simple enough to use that it didn't tax my brain. And it has just been the other thing that it actually helped us with is we had 2 locations. We now have since combined them into one bigger location. But one of the things that was a hard thing for me that taxed me a lot was the pricing. And I felt like I was constantly always adjust, like, okay, how much do I price this? How much do I price this for? And then when we had employees and then you have them pricing things, we were very inconsistent because everybody would pick a different number. And so by using PriceIt and putting all of our price grids in and getting that set up, now it doesn't matter if you call and talk to me or you talk to one of our people, you're going to get the same price because we are all using the same grid. And so it helped, number one, with consistency in our pricing. And also it made it so much easier for somebody new even, right? If somebody new comes to work for us and they go, okay, you punch in, this is the garment and this is how many colors and this is how much it is, boom, And the other thing that was probably, the other thing I would say is that, like I said, Marty's the research guy and he comes and brings all these, different options to me. But also when I looked at PriceIt, it was very cost effective for us.
Oh, good.
And because there were some that we looked at, but it was like taking out a mortgage for it. And it's like just to run and keep track of our orders. And what I have really liked is the fact that you guys have grown with us, I guess, or we've grown with you. I'm not sure which, but as we have grown and as we've had other needs, you guys have actually met those needs for our business and have made those adjustments. But I also like that you guys now have the core version for somebody who is maybe smaller, and that doesn't need as much as we do yet, that they can start there and then add to it as they grow and need more details and more information, that they have those options available to them. So I think that's really great for the people who maybe go, well, I'm not quite as large as you are. I don't need all of that yet.
Right.
But it gets you started, and then kind of like how we did as well. We started with some of it, and now we're utilizing the whole program. Where for years, I think we weren't even utilizing what was there at one time, but now we are. Like it's like it's just an extension of us and who we are.
Right. And those are some very, very wise words from someone who's been doing this a long time. Is you started off and you grew with PriceIt, and of course, having a version, some sort of software there is always important to have starting off because mistakes in this business can be expensive. I was talking with Tim Bannister just last week down in Northampton, Mass. He owns the Pacific Printing down there, and he said you can waste or actually destroy $1,000 worth of product in within a minute. You're losing money, so it's important to make sure that all those I's are dotted, every T is crossed. And that's what we tried to do with Core, is to put those tools into the hands of shop owners, no matter actually what level they're at. Even if they're a large company just starting to get into using shop management, you got to start somewhere. And like if you alluded to it, they can grow into this. They can start off with a version like Core and then grow into the master version to include some of the features that you've talked about, like the customer portal and the Inksoft or maybe Shopify integrations and things like that. So, it's been a just fantastic working with this company myself, and then working with folks like you and hearing some of the things that you have to say and how it's affected your business. It really does put a little, if I can use the words, put a skip in our step, because it lets us know that what we're doing, and we're on the right track. And we've had some great partnerships with folks like you along the way. With that, I mean, would you, I'm not your competitors or other people in your area, but would you recommend us to other shops?
Actually, I would too. Because earlier I used the word competitor, but I kind of felt like I should take that back because I don't view other people who do what we do as competitors.
I see.
I truly do not. And I would go to the person down the road and help them set this up in their shop. In fact, I have done that. I've helped with one that's about 30 miles away. I've helped another one that's maybe 60 miles away.
Oh, wow.
And actually, one of our good contract customers is connecting me with someone else who does some contract work as well. Actually, for the thing to help them if they are interested, because they felt that having the portal was just such an awesome thing that they may be interested in using PriceIt. So I'm reaching out to them actually as well. But I definitely would. I would definitely recommend it, and I would definitely help if somebody had questions or wanted to ask, like, okay, like, I understand they might say, well, these guys are trying to sell their stuff. What do you really think? But I would have no problems telling someone. And the other thing, Larry, I would just add is, yes, we have been in business for almost 23 years. And so there's a time that as owners, you want to travel a little bit more or be away from the business a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And this has been a great tool because when we are not physically inside the business, we can still see what is going on in the business. And that is something that a lot of times, a business owner may not be thinking about that, but we can literally see the schedules. We can see how much is getting done, the productivity, how many impressions were done, what's in the pipeline yet to do, is everything being paid on time, all those things. And so to be able to have that bird's eye view, I guess, when you're not, without having to physically be in the building all the time, is also a huge benefit.
Oh, absolutely. And we hear a lot from, folks that during COVID that were able to keep sort of everything on track, even through having people working remote in different locations, and to have that central point of communication has been invaluable to them.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't thank you enough, Paige, for taking part in this. And I heard a lot of really very kind words and encouraging words from you. And we don't take this lightly. And of course, the guys here will hear this interview later. Any parting words for anybody that's maybe looking at PriceIt or looking out different software thing at this point?
Well, I just think that it makes such good sense. I can't imagine actually running our business without it now. I truly could not. It might have been at first that, we got to change to something different. I can tell you, there's no one would want to go back to the old way that we were doing things.
Oh, good.
And like we literally had 5 file cabinets full of paperwork of files for every customer in case they came back and wanted, wanted to reorder. It's like we got rid of all of that. We don't need any of that. It's like it's all right here. So that it's well worth it, and I think it's well worth the investment. Like I said, it's very cost effective, and it's I don't know. I am very pleased, and I would be happy to, if someone wanted to talk about it or ask some questions from someone who's really using it in a lot of different ways within their business. I'd be happy to talk to anyone who wants to have that conversation and ask questions, or see how we do it.
What's your phone number there, Paige, for folks that are listening?
810-547-1420.
Excellent.
But I would also give my extension because you might not get past my gatekeeper otherwise. They do a really good job. So my extension is 410.
410. Okay.
Yeah, 810-547-1420, extension 410.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Paige, so much for today. Again, we have Paige Kidd from Kidd Company, and we'll be in touch real soon. All right.
Yeah, it was my pleasure. And thank you for everything you guys do. We truly appreciate it here.
Thank you so much.